Good afternoon. Aloha from Florida. So I just want to take a few minutes and talk about Will Duffy and the final experiment. As far as Will personally goes, I think he's a good guy, and he and I have had a lot of messaging back and forth over the last couple months, since about the beginning of July, I believe, and I think we've had some decent conversations. As far as the final experiment goes that Will is funding, in my opinion, and Will, hopefully you don't get offended at this because I know you'll see this video, it's not final and it's not an experiment. I shared with Will today, actually, that it's an observation and it's going to be ending with an assumption of what the shape or surface of the earth is like based on something you see in the sky. I listened to most of, it was kind of a long video, so I didn't watch it all, of Will responding to Eric Dubay, and Eric's kind of saying the same thing, that, okay, so now we're still looking to the sky to look at the surface of the earth and whether or not it's flat. And I can feel some of Will's frustration. I've only talked to Eric through emails a few times, so I don't know Eric real well. I don't agree with him that Jaron is a shill. And maybe he is. I don't know Jaron. I've never met Jaron. Austin, I have met a few times. And Austin, congratulations on making your decision to go to Antarctica. I know some people are trying to maybe crucify you for that, but Austin is his own man. I mean, let people be who they want to be. Let people do what they want to do without trying to judge and condemn them and call them a shill. I mean, I don't know. I don't get that. So I know we all have an ego, and your ego likes to be right, and your ego likes to attach itself to things, but I don't know. Can't we just all get along? Apparently not. So Will, I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt. I think you, as best I can, I think you're an intellectually honest person. It's hard for me to realize you have researched flat earth so much and you're still thinking that your experiment in Antarctica is going to override the natural physics of a large body of water, or it's going to override this thing here on my shirt, the Antikythera mechanism, which is a geocentric flat and stationary earth machine, allegedly 2,000 years old, showing the perfect repeating patterns of the sky over the surface of our flat and stationary earth. Same with the astrolabe. So you think the final experiment is going to debunk the astrolabe, which is another geocentric flat and stationary device showing the heavenly luminaries moving in perfect divine order. The final experiment is not going to debunk the science of a sextant, which uses triangulation, which requires 3 flat sides. The final experiment is not going to debunk the top of descent calculation for an aircraft that must assume a flat baseline for the airplane to land safely. So the final experiment, in my opinion, is not final, and it's not an experiment. It just is something cool, and I have to believe and trust that something good will come out of this, whatever you see in the sky. I do think it's interesting, that little video that I shared with Will from Eddie Allen Carr on Flat Earth Banjo about a tour guide company that takes people to Antarctica and has been for 30 years, and no one has ever reported seeing a 24-hour sun in 30 years of tours. No one has even tried to book a tour to go see the 24-hour sun through this company that has been booking tours for 30 years. So I find that very interesting. I hope, Will, if you're watching this, that you hear my heart. And like I said, I think you're a good guy. And I think what you're trying to do is respectable, of trying to keep respect from the Globers to the Flat Earthers, from the Flat Earthers to the Globers. It's a little difficult from the Flat Earthers to the Globers because they have attacked a lot of Flat Earthers personally, calling them names. And, I always say, your personal insults are not proof of your delusional religion. Because in my opinion, the globe is a delusion and it is a religion. It demands more blind faith than any religion on earth. There's no scientific evidence for it. Will, even in some of your current videos, you have said, I can't prove that the earth is a globe. I believe the earth is a globe, but I can't prove the earth is a globe. Well, thank you for that honesty, but why not? I mean, I can give you dozens of proofs just on Ben's channel on Taboo Conspiracy with observations and measurements, not just observations, which is what your experiment, the alleged or so-called final experiment, is going to be. It's going to be an observation, and you're going to have to make an assumption of what you see in the sky and how that relates to the surface of the earth. Well, Will, we talked today. I think it was earlier today. It's been a long day. I just got out of the ocean from surfing for a couple hours, and I'm a little tired. But anyway, today I think we talked about the land above the ocean and the lands beneath the oceans, the Great American Plains of North America. 1 million square miles of measurable flatness. The abyssal plains under the ocean, 300,000 square miles of flatness. Well, I think you still don't have enough information about flat Earth. You didn't even know about flatten the curve and all of the commercial and military pilots, the aeronautical engineers, the guys who navigate submarines, saying they never have to nose their nose down of a submarine to stay at the same depth, just like an airplane doesn't have to nose down to stay at the same altitude. So there's just some things that you don't know. If you didn't know about flatten the curve, I don't think you've watched the documentary on the Antikythera mechanism yet, called The Mechanical Realm. But, you know, there's a lot of evidence out there. We call it a preponderance of evidence, which is a quality and a quantity of evidence for flat Earth. The way I like to say it playfully is that there's a mountain of evidence for flat Earth. As for the globe, there's a mountain of bullshit. I think that's true. I mean, I've done this, researched this for 7 years now after speaking to a pilot who flew missions in Antarctica. Where? Isn't that funny? The guy who told me to research all of this 7 years ago, allegedly, if he was telling the truth, and I'm a relatively good judge of character most of the time, not always, but I think he was telling me the truth, that he had just got done flying missions in Antarctica. And he told me that it's not an ice continent on the bottom of a ball. And he told me a few other things and told me some places to go research some stuff. And that got me on this journey 7 years ago. So good luck in Antarctica. Austin, good luck. Maybe you'll have some good conversations with those guys. I wish that the Globers that were going on this trip are more like the physicists or the professors that Austin has debated, of people who are respectful to other human beings, even if they're flat earthers. Because many of the Globers, and I don't know them all, I guess there's 8 of them now. I don't know all the Globers that are going on this Antarctic final experiment, but I know some of them. Or I know of some of them, and I know they have attacked flat earthers personally. My opinion is that they are paid liars. They are paid shills. They actually get paid from YouTube and maybe, most likely, other sources to try and defend the globe religion, which I think is a delusional thing, to just trust in what the so-called authorities, the alleged authorities, have told you about geography and the earth, about astronomy and the sky, and about history as well. That's a whole other subject. But Will, good luck. Thank you for trying to do something good or trying to do something right. I just don't think there's a debate anymore. There's too much information out there. There's too many highly educated and highly intelligent people promoting flat earth. One of the guys that made a comment about my airplane video that I did has a STEM master's degree from an Ivy League school with honors promoting flat earth, saying that all aeronautical calculations can only work on a flat and stationary earth. So there's stuff like that. I mean, this is not like a bunch of stupid people in their basement, like the Globers want to accuse flat earthers of being. It's a lot of very educated and highly intelligent people who are now promoting the scientific true facts that the earth is flat and stationary. What we see in the sky, if we want to talk about an observation, is the star trails making perfect repeating patterns, proving clearly one motion. If the earth were a globe, if the heliocentric hypothesis were true, then the earth is rotating and revolving and vortexing all at the same time, and yet the stars over our heads are making the same exact perfect divine pattern night after night for all of recorded history. That would be impossible if the earth were a spinning wet rock in outer space. Just like it would be impossible to have 1 million square miles of flatness in the North American Great Plains. It would be impossible to have 300,000 square miles of flatness on the abyssal plains under the ocean. So the natural physics of water is to be level and need a container. The oceans are huge and they're all level. And much of the land above the oceans and much of the land beneath the oceans are measurably level or flat. And yes, Globers, I know you don't like it, but flat and level means the same thing. So let's see what happens here on December, whatever the date is in December, when they go to Antarctica. it's not a surprise to me that a lot of flat earthers don't want to go when the trip is being headed up by someone who still believes the earth is a globe, even after they have seen and heard quite a bit of evidence. So Will, maybe you understand that, maybe you don't. If flat earthers were heading up the trip, it might be, you might be 800 flat earthers and only 8 globers. I don't know. Anyway, I hope you feel my heart or hear my heart. I know I have an ego and I try to keep it in check. My wife watches some of these videos and she's like, can you try to be a little nicer? So I'm trying to be, and I don't have any animosity towards Will or even the globers that are going on this Antarctic expedition. I don't have any animosity towards them really at all. And most of them, all the globers, I've never met any of them personally, so I don't know. I just know what I've seen and heard online, which is a very small part of their life. Maybe they're good guys, maybe they're good dads, maybe they're good husbands. I don't know. But I know that the way that they have talked down to flat earthers and insulted flat earthers and lied about flat earthers blatantly shows a severe level of immaturity. You know, in the flat earth community, it seems to me that there are a lot of people who have a spiritual side to them, whether it's Christian or not, but they have some kind of connection to our creator, and flat earth does that on a deeper level for a lot of people. And then there's like another side of flat earth that's more secular and just going out partying and drinking, but they still know the earth is flat and they celebrate that. And okay, to each his own is a very relative statement when it comes to whether you judge someone who is a flat earther or who isn't a flat earther. I don't know. I'm not here to judge anybody or condemn anyone. I'm trying to, the best I can, just to live my life and enjoy my life as a husband, as a father, and trying to help people do the same. Flat Earth was something that gave me more peace of mind, gave me personally a closer connection to my creator, and a greater sense of freedom. You know, those 3 answers I've shared many times with people when I asked tens of thousands of people in one of the groups that I admin, what has the knowledge of Flat Earth done for you? And out of hundreds and hundreds of answers, those 3 answers kept coming up repeatedly, that the knowledge of Flat Earth has given them more peace of mind, a closer connection to our creator, and a greater sense of freedom. That sounds like the fruit of truth. What you hold in your mind creates the life you live, and that's true for peace and stress. Truth creates peace, lies create stress. The globe is a lie. Flat Earth is truth. And that's why so many people came back saying, the knowledge of Flat Earth has given me more peace of mind. You take it or leave it, but all I ask you to do, or I ask you to consider, is the actual observable and measurable and repeatable facts of geography and astronomy. Not beliefs and opinions based on assumptions, which is what Neil deGrasse Tyson, all the way down to the paid shills on YouTube, is all they give. They give beliefs and opinions based on assumptions. They have massive amounts of claims with no evidence. They're just stating things as if they're true, and we have proven many times that what they're claiming can't possibly be true, like the star trails making perfect patterns when the Earth is allegedly moving at insane speeds in 3 different directions all at the same time. The stars would never look the same as they do night after night. If you haven't seen The Mechanical Realm, about the Antikythera mechanism, go check it out. It's on Vika Draziv, Truth in Plain Sight channel. It's also on David Weiss's channel, Flat Earth Sun Moon Zodiac Clock app. This has been a really long video. I try to keep them short and sweet, but like I said, I just wanted to share my heart, and I hopefully you heard my heart, and let's all just keep seeking and finding. Seek and you will find. Have a great night. God bless.